Do you know what the most dangerous thing in your wallet is right now? It's not a maxed out credit card. It's not an expired coupon. It's something far more subtle, far more destructive, and it's been silently draining your financial energy every single day without you even realizing it. I'm going to reveal to you today 3 specific things that Jewish families have refused to keep in their wallets for over 3,000 years. And when I tell you what they are, you're going to be shocked, because chances are you have all 3 of them in your wallet right now, sitting there, bleeding money out of your life like an invisible wound that never heals. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that I've spent over 40 years studying the Talmud, the Kabbalah, and the ancient financial wisdom of the Jewish people. My grandfather was a rabbi in Jerusalem. His father before him was a rabbi in Poland, and his father before him taught these same principles in a small village in Lithuania. This knowledge has been in my family for 7 generations. 7. And what I'm about to share with you today isn't something you'll find in any financial planning book. It's not something your bank advisor knows. It's not something any wealth guru on the internet is teaching. This is ancient, sacred, practical wisdom that has allowed Jewish families to build and protect wealth through every persecution, every exile, every economic collapse in human history. Here's my promise to you. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what 3 items are poisoning your wallet right now. You will understand why they destroy your financial energy, and you will have the exact method to fix it today. Not next week, not next month, today. But there's one thing I'll share with you toward the end of this video that is so powerful, so specific, that when people apply it, they start seeing financial shifts within 48 hours. I'm not exaggerating. 48 hours. So please do yourself a favor and watch every single minute of this video. If you skip ahead, you'll miss the context that makes everything work. I learned the secret of the wallet when I was 19 years old. It was a Tuesday evening in late autumn, right after Sukkot. My grandfather called me into his study. I remember the room smelled like old books and cedar. There were stacks of Talmudic texts on every surface, some of them hundreds of years old, passed down through our family. He looked at me with those deep brown eyes, the kind of eyes that had seen everything: war, poverty, rebuilding, prosperity, all of it. And he said one sentence that changed my entire understanding of money forever. He said, "Your wallet is not a storage unit, it is a living vessel, and what you keep inside it determines whether wealth flows toward you or runs away from you." At 19, I thought he was being poetic. I thought it was just a nice metaphor, an old man's way of saying, keep your finances organized. But then he opened one of the ancient texts to a specific passage and showed me something that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. He showed me that the Talmud contains specific teachings about how physical objects carry spiritual energy, and that the vessel you use to hold your money, your wallet, your purse, your money clip, whatever it is, acts as a magnet. It either attracts wealth or repels it, depending on what's inside. He told me that for generations, Jewish merchants, bankers, scholars, and families had followed very specific rules about what goes into a wallet and what absolutely must stay out. And these weren't superstitions. These were tested, proven principles based on thousands of years of observation and spiritual law. The first time I saw this work was just a few weeks later. I was a student at the time, barely scraping by. I was tutoring younger students to make a little money, eating the cheapest food I could find, counting every single coin. I had tried budgeting. I had tried saving. I had tried working more hours. Nothing seemed to make a real difference. Then I remembered what my grandfather showed me. I went home that evening, opened my wallet, and I was horrified. I had all 3 of the things he warned me about sitting right there, pressed against my money. I removed them immediately. I followed the exact method he taught me, the same one I'm going to teach you today. And within 11 days, something strange happened. A former student's father contacted me out of nowhere and offered me a position at his company, part-time, flexible hours, paying 3 times what I was making from tutoring. I hadn't applied for anything. I hadn't asked anyone for help. It just appeared. That's when I knew this wasn't philosophy. Everything I am teaching you in this video is only the beginning. If you are serious about applying these ancient Jewish wealth principles to your life, I wrote a book called The Ancient Wealth Code. It contains the complete system, all 10 principles that Jewish families have used for 3,000 years to build, protect, and pass down wealth from generation to generation. This is not theory. This is the exact playbook. It is available right now in the description below and pinned in the first comment. Go get your copy today because knowledge without action is worthless. This was real. Now, you might be wondering, why does this even work? How can what's inside a wallet possibly affect your finances? Here's the truth that nobody wants to tell you. The Talmud teaches that every physical object carries an energetic signature. This isn't mysticism. This is a principle that even modern physics is beginning to confirm. Everything in the material world vibrates at a specific frequency. Your money vibrates, your wallet vibrates, and the objects you place next to your money either harmonize with its frequency or disrupt it. The ancient rabbis understood this thousands of years before quantum physics existed. They observed, over generations, that certain objects placed near money caused financial stagnation, loss, and even poverty, and certain other objects amplified wealth, attracted opportunity, and created protection around your finances. This wasn't guesswork. This was documented, tested, verified wisdom passed from teacher to student for millennia. If you're feeling the truth of what I'm sharing right now, if something inside you recognizes this wisdom, I want you to write in the comments right now, "My wallet is clean, my wealth is activated." Write it. Declare it. I read every single comment, and I want to see thousands of declarations below this video. Do it now, before we continue. Let me tell you something that might be hard to hear. I know exactly what you're going through right now. You work hard. You probably work harder than most people around you. You wake up early, you put in the hours, you do everything you're supposed to do, and yet at the end of every month, the money disappears. It evaporates. You look at your bank account and wonder where it all went. You feel like you're running on a treadmill that keeps getting faster, and no matter how hard you push, you never actually move forward. I know this because I've sat with thousands of people over the past 4 decades who describe the exact same experience. They earn money, but it doesn't stay. They get a raise, but new expenses magically appear to eat it up. They start a business, but something always goes wrong at the worst possible moment. And the worst part is that everyone around them seems to be doing fine. Colleagues who work less are somehow earning more. Neighbors who aren't particularly smart are living in bigger houses. Friends who started with nothing somehow have everything. And here's where the conventional advice fails you completely. The financial world tells you to budget more carefully. But budgeting doesn't work when money is energetically leaking out of your life before it even reaches your account. Self-help gurus tell you to think positive, visualize abundance, manifest your dreams. But positive thinking without spiritual alignment is like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain open. And the banking system tells you to invest, save, compound your interest. But the banking system was designed to keep your money working for them, not for you. Every one of these approaches ignores the fundamental spiritual dimension of wealth. The Talmud says that sustenance comes from above, not from below. This means that your financial reality is determined first at the spiritual level and then manifests in the physical world. If you have a spiritual block, a contaminant, in your financial energy field, no amount of budgeting, positive thinking, or investing will overcome it. You have to address the root cause, and in most cases, the root cause is sitting right there in your wallet. You've been told that money is purely mathematical, that wealth is just a numbers game. Earn more, spend less, invest the difference. That's a lie. I've studied the ancient texts for over 40 years. I've observed the wealthiest Jewish families in the world. I've taught these principles across 4 continents, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that money is energy first and numbers second. The Jewish people have understood this for 3,000 years. That's why, despite being less than 0.2% of the world's population, Jewish families have been disproportionately represented in business, finance, and wealth creation throughout history. It's not intelligence, it's not luck, it's not conspiracy, it's knowledge, specific, practical, spiritual knowledge that most people will never learn because they've been taught to ignore the invisible forces that govern prosperity. Here's the universal truth. The Kabbalah teaches that every vessel must be purified before it can receive blessing. Your wallet is a vessel. Your bank account is a vessel. Your home is a vessel. And if any of these vessels are contaminated, the blessing flows around you instead of into you. When I first understood this principle, everything in my life clicked into place. I realized that I had been doing everything right on the outside, but sabotaging myself on the inside. The ancient rabbis codified this understanding into specific, actionable practices, and that's exactly what I'm going to share with you now. Now, I'm going to reveal the 3 specific things that Jewish families never keep in their wallets. This teaching comes directly from Talmudic principles about the sanctity of financial vessels, combined with Kabbalistic wisdom about energetic contamination. This isn't my invention. I'm simply passing down what was passed down to me through 7 generations. Before I tell you what these 3 things are, you need to understand something critical. This is not casual advice. This is not a fun life hack. When you remove these items from your wallet, you are making a spiritual declaration. You are telling the universe that you are ready to receive abundance without obstruction. Real energy will shift. Real financial pathways will open. And you will see real results as long as you follow what I teach you exactly. Each of these 3 items carries a specific type of negative energy that disrupts the flow of wealth. Every single one of them has been identified in ancient Jewish texts as a contaminant to prosperity, and every single one of them is probably in your wallet right now. The first thing you must never keep in your wallet is old receipts. Now, I know what you're thinking. Receipts? That's it? Just pieces of paper? Listen to me carefully. This is far more significant than you realize. In Kabbalah, we teach that every transaction creates an energetic imprint. When you buy something, there is an exchange of energy, your money for a product or service. The receipt is the physical record of that exchange. And here's the critical part. A receipt is a record of money leaving. It is a document of loss, of departure, of spending. When you keep old receipts in your wallet, you are surrounding your money with the energy of outflow. You are literally keeping a collection of goodbye letters to your wealth right next to the wealth itself. The Talmud teaches that a wise person guards the entrance to their storehouse. Your wallet is your storehouse, and every old receipt sitting inside it is an open door through which your financial energy is escaping. I discovered this when I was in my late 20s. I had been following my grandfather's teachings in other areas of my life, but had neglected this one. One day, I pulled everything out of my wallet to organize it, and I counted 23 old receipts, 23 records of money leaving my life, stuffed right next to the bills I was trying to keep. I removed every single one that same evening. Within 2 weeks, I received an unexpected payment from a project I had forgotten about, money I had completely written off. Coincidence? After 40 years of witnessing this pattern repeat itself with thousands of people, I don't believe in coincidence anymore. Here's what you need to do. Tonight, before you go to sleep, Remove every single receipt from your wallet. Every one. If you need a receipt for a return or a warranty, put it in a separate folder, in a drawer, away from your money. Your wallet should only contain things that represent money coming in, never money going out. The second thing you must never keep in your wallet is photographs. This one surprises people, but the ancient wisdom behind it is profound. In Jewish tradition, we understand that the wallet serves one sacred purpose, to be a vessel of financial energy. When you place a photograph in your wallet, whether it's a picture of your children, your spouse, your parents, or anyone else, you are mixing emotional energy with financial energy. And the Kabbalah is very clear about this. When you mix two different types of energy in the same vessel, both are weakened. I'm not saying you shouldn't love your family. I'm not saying photographs are bad. What I'm saying is that a photograph in your wallet creates an unconscious association between your loved ones and money. Every time you open your wallet to spend, you see their faces. Unconsciously, your mind begins to connect spending money with connecting to loved ones. This creates an emotional trigger that leads to overspending, impulse buying, and financial decisions based on guilt rather than wisdom. The ancient rabbis understood human psychology better than any modern researcher. The Talmud says, "Do not place the sacred beside the mundane, for both will be diminished." Your family relationships are sacred. Your finances are practical. They serve different functions in your life, and they should be kept in different vessels. I remember when I first removed the photograph from my own wallet. I had carried a small picture of my wife and children for years. It felt wrong to take it out, but I trusted the teaching. And what happened next was remarkable. Within a month, I noticed that my spending habits had shifted without any conscious effort. I was making clearer financial decisions. I wasn't reaching for my wallet impulsively, and my relationship with my family actually improved because I stopped unconsciously associating them with financial transactions. Here's the practical step. If you have photographs in your wallet, remove them tonight. Put them on your desk, on your nightstand, on your phone's screensaver, anywhere where you can see them and feel love without contaminating your financial vessel. Your wallet should be dedicated entirely to the purpose of holding and attracting wealth. The third thing you must never keep in your wallet, and this is the one that most people have never heard, is expired cards. I'm talking about expired credit cards, expired membership cards, expired insurance cards, expired identification, anything with a date that has passed. This principle is one of the most powerful in Kabbalistic financial wisdom. In Jewish mystical tradition, time is not just a measurement, it is a living force. And when something expires, it doesn't just become useless. It becomes a carrier of dead energy. The Kabbalah calls this energy klipa, which means husk or shell. It's the residual energy of something that was once alive but is now empty. When you keep expired cards in your wallet, you are filling your financial vessel with dead energy. You are surrounding your living, active money with the husks of things that no longer function. And this dead energy acts like a weight, pulling down the vibration of everything else in your wallet. Think about it this way. Would you keep a dead plant in the middle of your garden and expect the other plants to thrive? Of course not. The dead plant would attract decay, mold, insects. It would contaminate the soil around it. That's exactly what expired cards do to your wallet. I've seen this principle in action more times than I can count. People come to me complaining about financial stagnation, about feeling stuck, about money refusing to grow. And when I ask them to empty their wallets, inevitably there are 2 or 3 expired cards hiding behind the active ones. Cards they forgot about, cards they were too lazy to remove, cards that have been sitting there for months or even years, radiating dead energy into their financial vessel. The Talmud teaches that you must remove the old before the new can enter. This applies to every area of life, but especially to finances. When you clear the expired, you make room for the fresh. When you remove the dead, you invite the living. Here's your action step. Go through every single card in your wallet right now. If it's expired, cut it up and throw it away. Don't keep it just in case. Don't put it in a drawer for later. Destroy it. Release that dead energy completely. Your wallet should only contain cards that are current, active, and functional. Now, after you've removed all three of these items, receipts, photographs, and expired cards, here's what I want you to do. This is the activation step, and it's critical. Don't skip this. On the first morning after you've cleaned your wallet, wake up before sunrise. Take your wallet and hold it in your right hand. In Kabbalah, the right hand represents the column of mercy, the channel through which blessing flows into the physical world. Hold your wallet against your chest, close to your heart, and say these words either out loud or silently. Say, "This vessel is purified, this vessel is ready, abundance flows to me without obstruction." As you say these words, visualize golden light pouring from above into your wallet. See it filling every compartment, every pocket, every fold. Feel the warmth of that light. Feel the weight of abundance entering your life. Hold this visualization for 60 seconds, 1 full minute of focused intention. Then place your wallet in your pocket or your bag and go about your day without thinking about it again. Don't obsess. Don't check for results. Don't keep opening your wallet to see if something has changed. Trust the process and let the spiritual laws do their work. Within the first 24 hours, you might notice subtle shifts, a feeling of lightness, a sense of clarity about a financial decision you've been struggling with. Some people experience a sudden impulse to call someone or visit a place, and that impulse leads to an unexpected financial opportunity. Within 3 to 7 days, tangible results begin to appear. Money that was owed to you arrives unexpectedly. An opportunity presents itself that you didn't seek out. A bill gets reduced, a refund shows up. Something concrete and measurable changes in your financial landscape. Within 30 days, the full transformation takes hold. Your relationship with money has fundamentally shifted. You spend differently. You earn differently. You think about finances differently. And the results are unmistakable. But I need to give you some critical warnings. First warning: do not put any of these 3 items back into your wallet after you've removed them. This isn't a one-time cleaning. This is a permanent practice. If you clean your wallet today and then stuff receipts back in tomorrow, you've broken the energetic seal. You've told the universe that you're not serious. And the universe responds to commitment, not half measures. I made this mistake early on, thinking one receipt wouldn't matter. Within a week, the financial stagnation returned. I had to start the entire process over. Don't make the same mistake. Second warning: do not tell skeptics what you're doing. This is important. The Talmud teaches that the evil eye is attracted to declared intentions. When you share spiritual practices with people who mock them, their negative energy can neutralize your work. Do this quietly. Do this privately. Let the results speak for themselves. When people notice your financial transformation and ask what changed, then you can share if you choose to, but not before the results are established. Third warning: do not use this practice with impure intentions. If your goal is to accumulate wealth to harm others, to hoard beyond reason, to feed greed rather than purpose, this will not work. In fact, it will backfire. The Talmud is very clear that the Creator gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who understand. Wealth comes with responsibility. If you're not prepared to use abundance wisely, the spiritual laws will not support you. Let me share something deeper with you. There's a principle in the Talmud that says, "The blessing of the Creator makes rich, and toil adds nothing to it." When I first studied this passage with my grandfather, I argued with him about it. I said, "Are you telling me that hard work doesn't matter?" And he smiled at me, that patient smile he always had, and he said, "Hard work matters, but it's not the source. It's the channel. The source is alignment with divine law. Work without alignment is exhaustion. Alignment without work is fantasy, but alignment combined with action, that is how empires are built. That teaching changed everything for me. I stopped grinding without direction. I stopped believing that effort alone would save me. Instead, I began every financial decision by first checking my spiritual alignment. Is my vessel clean? Is my intention pure? Am I flowing with the current of divine law or fighting against it? And once I started making decisions from that place of alignment, the results were extraordinary. I'll be honest with you. There was a period in my mid-30s when I drifted from these practices. I had achieved some success, and I got comfortable. I got lazy with the principles. I started shoving receipts into my wallet again. I stopped paying attention to what I was carrying. And slowly, gradually my finances began to erode. Not dramatically, not overnight, but steadily, like water wearing down stone. I didn't even notice it at first. Then one month I looked at my accounts and realized I had lost almost a third of what I had built. That was my wake-up call. I went back to the foundational practices. I cleaned my wallet that same evening. I recommitted to the principles. And within 3 months, not only had I recovered what I lost, but I had surpassed my previous level of prosperity. Over the past 40 years, I've taught this exact practice to thousands of people. Business owners who were on the verge of bankruptcy cleaned their wallets and received unexpected contracts within weeks. Teachers earning modest salaries who cleared the dead energy from their financial vessels and found side opportunities that doubled their income. Retirees on fixed incomes who removed expired cards and photographs from their wallets and suddenly found that their money stretched further, lasted longer, and seemed to multiply in ways they couldn't explain. And here's something that connects directly to what we're seeing in the world right now. We're living in a time of extraordinary financial uncertainty. Inflation is squeezing families everywhere. Interest rates are making it harder to borrow. The cost of basic necessities, housing, food, transportation, healthcare, keeps climbing while wages stay flat. Just this year, reports show that household debt in America has reached record levels. People are carrying more credit card debt than at any point in history. Savings rates have plummeted. Financial anxiety is at epidemic levels. And what does the conventional wisdom tell people? Tighten your belt, cut your expenses, work a second job. But nobody is addressing the spiritual dimension. Nobody is talking about the invisible forces that are either supporting your wealth or sabotaging it. That's why these ancient Jewish principles are more relevant right now than they've ever been. Because when the external economy is chaotic, the only thing you can control is your internal alignment. When the systems around you are failing, the only reliable source of prosperity is the universal spiritual laws that have worked for 3,000 years and will continue to work for 3,000 more. Let me summarize what you've learned today. First, never keep old receipts in your wallet because they carry the energy of money leaving your life and they program your financial vessel for outflow instead of inflow. Second, never keep photographs in your wallet because they mix emotional energy with financial energy and weaken both, leading to impulsive spending and unclear financial decisions. Third, never keep expired cards in your wallet because they carry dead energy that contaminates the living energy of your active finances and creates stagnation. You now have the exact knowledge that Jewish families have guarded for millennia. This isn't theory. This isn't superstition. This is tested, proven, practical wisdom that works. You have everything you need to begin transforming your financial life right now, tonight, the moment this video ends. I want you to understand something important. You're not weak for seeking this knowledge. You're not desperate for watching this video. You're wise. You're discerning. You're someone who recognizes truth when they hear it. The fact that you've watched this far tells me everything I need to know about you. You're not someone who just dreams about a better life. You're someone who takes action when they find the right information. The Talmud teaches that the Creator helps those who help themselves, and by cleaning your wallet, by purifying your financial vessel, by removing the contaminants that have been blocking your prosperity, you are helping yourself in the most powerful way possible. You are aligning yourself with laws that are older than any government, any bank, any economic system. You have a choice right now. You can close this video, shrug your shoulders, and go back to carrying a wallet full of dead energy, old receipts, and mixed signals, and nothing will change. Or you can take 5 minutes tonight to clean your wallet, follow the activation step I taught you,